Now, for women empowerment, it is important to review or to deconstruct the definition offered by the ulama, as I mentioned before. The next idea is marriage an obligation or not? Ulamas have dissenting opinion about marriage as an obligation. A small percentage of ulama see marriage as an obligation, like the Zahiri school, Mazhab al-Zahiri, which holds strongly to textual meanings based their argumentation on the Quran. For example, from An-Nisa, verse number 3. Fankihu ma taba lakum minan nisa masna wa thulatha wa ruba'. So, for Zahiri Mazhab, the word fankihu, which stipulates the command to get married. So, for them, marriage is an obligation. Most of Indonesian fiqh jurisprudence books also consider marriage as an obligation, and the instruction to get married in those books is based on some verses like Az-Zariyat 49, An-Nahl 72, and also Ar-Rum 21, as well as also the hadith which advise young men to get married. Ya ma'syara sabab, man istata'a minkumul ba'a falyatazawwaj. It is important, but the majority of, very important to say that a majority of noted ulama like Imam Shafi'i emphasize that marriage is not an obligation. Using An-Nisa 25 as a reference, Imam Shafi'i concludes that marriage is not an obligation, but instead of recommendation, al-mandub. He even suggests people who can maintain abstinence to stay away from marriage. What did Imam Shafi'i say in his book Al-Um? He said that an-nikahu laisa minal ibadat walakin minas syahawat, just sexual activity. It is important to note that all jurisprudence books, both classical and contemporary, place marriage in the chapter about mu'amalah instead of the chapter about acts of devotion, ibadah. So marriage in Islam is more of a social contract with the ijab and the kabul in the marriage ceremony. The essence of marriage is wonderfully described in the Quran. Al-Arab 189. Marriage is the process of returning to one's most authentic humanity, returning to nafsin wahida, oneself. Allah deliberately uses nafsin wahida to make a point that marriage is essentially a reunification between two human beings in the practical level, recovering the initial unification as humans. Wa min ayatihi an khalaqalakum min anfusikum azwaja litaskunu ilaiha wa ja'ala bainakum mawaddah wa rahmah inna fi dzalika laayatin liqaumin yatafakkarun. This Ar-Rum 21 stresses the essential unification min anfusikum, or unification on the idealistic and practical level as peaceful and full of affection. Peace and affection will not exist when one party negates and subordinates the other. So, it follows that there should be no domination in marriage, no coercion, no exploitation. Such behavior is the result of ignorance of the spouse's right and existence. Removing domination in relationship between spouses will create a respectful, equal, and relationship full of affection and love. We call it mawaddah wa rahmah. The next idea is what is the function of a family in Islamic perspective? There seem to be at least three functions of a family. First, Islam views each member of the family as a leader in their respective position. Islam states that every human being is basically a leader, at least for him or herself. Each and every person will be asked to be responsible before Allah. A hadith said, every one of you is a leader, and every one of you will be questioned as regards your leadership. Kullukum ra'in wa kullu ra'in mas'ulun an ra'iyatihi. This hadith implies the opportunity to anyone, regardless their gender, to become a leader. Leadership has more to do with ability, self-confidence, independence, maturity, courage, sense of responsibility, and devotion to Allah. This also signifies that everyone in family life shall be treated as subject rather than object. Two spouses are partners on equal and equitable basis. Both are independent, free but responsible human beings. The relationship that holds between members of the family must be founded firmly on compassion, not coercion. The second function is Islam indoctrinates the principle of unquestionable justice in establishing and maintaining a married life. In this context, justice means placing the function of a family in an amicable and harmonious manner. With justice, it is expected that there will be no violence in a family life, whatever the reason is. No violence toward wife, no violence toward husband, children, and other members of the family is permitted to occur. Islam is the religion which holds peace and justice in high esteem. Therefore, Islam heavily condemns domestic violence in all of its manifestations, whether it be physical, psychologically, or sexually, and also economics-related violence. But in fact,